Hi, welcome to Life in a Bottle, Season 2, Episode 24. I'm Kyle, and I'm joined by Cody and two special guests today, which is super exciting. So we have Zev Ravine of Zev Ravine Imports and Francesco Cirelli. Francesco makes some awesome wine, and we're going to dive into that in a second here. So to start us off, we're in Italy.
And we are in Abruzzo, and we are in the north of Abruzzo, very specifically in the village of Atri. And this is the 2018 Cirelli Montepulciano d'Abruzzo. You guys might be a little familiar with this one. This is kind of a fan favorite in our store. The wine's delicious. It's certified organic. It says on the label. Two special guests on the show today. Welcome, boys. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. Just to get started, Francesco, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit just about your farm and your family and where you come from.
I was born and raised in Abruzzo. So we're talking about central Italy. And the town, as you said, is Atri. And I'm here since 2003 when I decided to start, this farm project together with my, at that time, wife-to-be, Michela. And now we are still, three of us. So it's me, my wife, Michela, and my daughter, Stella. And we are here at the farm and trying to run it the better. And it's it's a small size farm, only 22 hectares. And we have, vineyards, but not only vineyards. So we are mostly winemakers. But we always like to say that we are farmers because we also have 4 hectares of figs. We have animals, we have olive trees, we have old grains, varieties. So it's a real farm project, certified organic, and since 5 years now, biodynamic.
Perhaps you could just tell us a little bit about whether your involvement with organics, when you converted, and why it's something that's important to you.
It was at the real beginning. So we started the farm project with the idea to be organic. It was our, let's say, ethic decision. So we were really into organic products at that time. And so, we said, okay, we are gonna live here. We're gonna have probably children here. So let's try to make it the better we can do. And organic was, the first step. We moved in 2000. So we acquired the land in 2003, and in 2006, after 3 years, we got the organic certification. For us, it's important because we try to be healthier. So we try to respect our land, we try to respect our territory, and we try to respect our products and therefore our customers. So it's a way of respecting all the people somehow involved in our project.
There's many different sides to sustainability, and it sounds like you're really embracing it from all angles there. Zev, you this wine, or this kind of wine, is your bread and butter. This is what your whole mission statement, I should say.
We as an import company decided pretty early on that we were only going to work with organic wine. It doesn't make sense to me if you believe in the philosophy of organic wine, or at least you believe that pesticides and herbicides are bad for the earth and bad for the consumers. If you have that in your belief system, I don't know why you would ever buy wine that wasn't organic. There's a lot of wines made from organic grapes, and they can be like in a very natural, no sulfur, weird style, or you can have them in like a more classical wine style. But the most important thing is to farm in a way that's respectful to the earth. And there's just so much organic wine out there that I don't see why anybody would buy anything else. And if we, the importers, and you, the retailers, and the people that might be watching this, the consumers, demand that all their grapes don't have poison in them, all the farmers everywhere would change. So
that's something that you taught me once, Zev, is that part of how they certify for organic is to test for chemicals in the wine. Just pretty eye-opening.
yeah, so you know that goes right through your body, and of course all of those chemicals have a crazy half-life. They stay in the soil forever, and they go into the water system, and they end up in the ocean, and you know the collective use of it is extremely damaging to the earth. And wine in particular, grapes as a crop, use an unusually high amount of herbicides and pesticides, and in particular fungicides. There's a lot of fungicide used in viticulture. So the fact that we can do the work without it seems like the right decision.
For sure. What turned you on to Francesco's wines?
I think the way that it happened, Francesco, tell me if I'm wrong, I think that Chamber Street Wines here in Tribeca was a client of mine and a good friend of mine, and somehow they came across Francesco. Maybe you reached out to them or something like that, and then they said to me that you should talk to this guy Francesco, and so then I talked to him, and then we bought like a few pallets of wine, and then it just sort of like grew from there. And now
that's the official version.
That's
the
funny.
unofficial was that we met on Tinder. Don't you remember?
And Francesco, could you maybe just say a few words about how you make this particular wine, the process for you?
Well, actually, we try to be as let's say we like to act as artisan. So we try to be less technological as possible, so very easy winemaking style. In particular, Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, it's very low macerated wine on the skin, so only 8 days, because we like this wine to be with the right juiciness and the very good drinkability, so we don't want to extract too much. And so only 8 days of the skin contact, natural spontaneous fermentation, because we don't used to add any industrial yeast since the real beginning, since 2006 here at our farm. And so after the alcoholic fermentations, and then the malolactic fermentation, and it goes in the bottle March, the following March. So very easy winemaking, no frills. We want to respect the grape. We want to respect the tradition of our land, and try to deliver to our customers terroir wines.
Very cool. And what do you like to pair it with at the table?
Well, it's in Abruzzo we have a lot of a very deep cuisine traditions, and very extensive. I will suggest this wine with a white meat or a nice lamb, so a red young meat. I think it's a good pairing. But we cannot forget, of course, the Italian spaghetti world and the pizza. So it's it's a not very macerated red with a very soft tannins. So you can really pair it with a lot of food, I guess, with a nice acidity, refreshing your mouth. So it's a
pretty perfect pizza wine for sure.
I agree. Yeah.
Maybe that's why we sell so much.
Maybe. Yeah.
This is awesome, dudes. The wine is totally singing. It's just for our customers out here, just to tell them a little bit what I'm tasting. It's got a little bit of that sour black cherry thing, and it's Francesco says soft tannin. It's definitely got some structure to it. There's some stuff in there, but it is a nice soft tannin, and I think it's exceptionally food friendly. Which getting into pizza, you need something's food friendly, depending on what kind of pie you're having.
Yeah, I think there's still there's a lot of acidity in it. which makes it really fresh and easy and makes it like a really good food, versatile wine. I think that's what I've always kind of liked about it, is that it's fresh. It's not too like, you can have a lot of Abruzzo, Montepulciano di Abruzzo wines that feel heavy, and, you know, his wines always feel fresh. That's like,
that's the old school. I mean, over-ripened Montepulciano, it's the real old school style. Whereas we like, I mean, acidity and freshness. So we always try to achieve freshness in our wines during the years.
Awesome.
I noticed also that your wine has some sediment in it. You know, I guess you don't do so much of a filtration on the Montepulciano.
No.
Fruit definitely leans a little bit towards the ripe side, but it's still really beautifully balanced. Like Cody was saying, there's definitely some tannic structure to it. It's not abrasive or overly assertive. It's super easy to drink, but it's definitely very well put together. Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for checking in. Francesco, super pumped to have your wine. Super pumped to be able to offer it. And Zev, I've had a lot of good wines with your name on the back, man. So I look forward to the next one.
Thanks a lot, Tense. Stay safe out there. Thanks for joining us today.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks for
guys.
Bye.